No, you guys haven't missed anything. I haven't really done anything. I was just kind of waiting for people to come in. BNT, how you doing, man? My friend, nice to see you. Biff, always nice to see you. Emu, Mary. Well, we got some people in here now. I guess we could look. Where is the pirate ship stuff? Love it. The pirate ship is we've made great advancements in the pirate ship. Been able to get the navigator, which is the computer that we plug all the games into and determines the pirate ship's destination each week. We've been able to get the navigator up to 100%. Basically, what that means is on a test level, we have been able to stream gameplay full screen, and we've been able to stream the web camera to what would be in the captain's quarters once it's moved there. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What am I trying to say about it? Oh yeah, it's 100%. So basically, we at a test level. So this means we've been able to do every technical shot we need from a production standpoint to shoot a galleon. We even have audio. We do not have audio 100%, but if something were to occur and we would have to go on live at this point, we can with not the best audio, but the um, the navigator is very soon moving to the ship's deck in the captain's quarters. It's been dried out. It's been buffed. The ship is basically the captain's quarters itself is done. Now they're just working on a little bit more with the masts and the deck itself. The deck, I think, is done. I think that they had to do that almost like immediately, and then do the captain's quarters. I think that's done. With the masts, they're still kind of working on, and the canvases and whatnot, and the ropes. So, yeah, we're in very good shape. I am probably going to do some sort of test capture here at my place with the navigator before we make one final move. We have done that, but I'm thinking something a little more elaborate. Not a full show, obviously, since we're not on the ship, but some sort of stream where we'll be using the Retron directly, more in this kind of format, just to make sure it's possible. I don't know if we're going to do that on the Galleon channel or not. We do have other ways of confirming that we're streaming correctly, so we may go that route. Yeah, final tests are being made. The navigator is in good shape. The ship is in good shape. So very soon, we will be seaworthy, and new pirate adventures will be before us, my friends. And isn't that exciting? So fear not. Things are closer than you'd imagine. And look forward to it. Oh, also, as for like straight up events that are planned, Mary's birthday is. Oof. We are doing it November 5th, right? November 5th. It's going to be a long, nice long live broadcast party on the ship with some folks, some guests. We'll play some games. We'll have some drinks. We'll indulge. Drink, eat, and me merry. No pun intended. And that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait for the digital seasickness. I can't wait for the digital seasickness again. I know, you start to miss it, don't you? It's very slimming, that seasickness. Alright, well, there's about 10 people in here, so I suppose we can get started. Sega made some great X-Men games in the 90s. They did. They made, and don't forget all the Game Gear games. The Game Gear X-Men games. There were like 3 of them. Isn't that crazy? I think I have 2 of them. Good job, Captain. Get back on the ship. Well, I can't. I don't know that you can put it on my say. Good job, Captain. The good jobs for the captain will be when we start getting shows up. When we start doing voyages again. then you can give me some accolades. But I really think all the credit at this point in terms of getting us seaworthy again is really a big part of that obviously goes to you guys because you guys supplied the money. It cost us somewhere. I think the most I put in was like I had credit. I had credit at a pawn shop, somewhere around $100 or something, and that's all I put in to get us for everything. You guys really bought the bulk of the computer. First Bismuth, found us a killer deal. Mary and Hodor came in and said, "Yeah, this is the deal to go for, Captain. This is the navigator we need." The boards, my father and Jared, teaming together to take on the incredible, job of planning and making the plans and planning and rebuilding and leading in the first big day of construction when everybody was kind of like, is this possible? Those two really took the reins on that. Mary has been, my counsel through all this. And so there's so many hands that are, taking up arms to get us back in the water beyond me. So, kudos to you guys. Kudos to each and every one of them. It's just not possible. It just would not have been possible if it were all on my shoulders. So, but don't worry. When it's a time, in times of peace, every pirate has a voice. But in times of war, or in times of adventure, the captain will take the reins again. And I promise each and every one of you fine, grand adventures very soon. All right, back to reality here, kind of. Let's take a look at this booty, shall we? Let's take a look at this booty. All right, so any of the stellar? No, just some decent stuff. 3 deals here. Is this the first place? This was the first place. There was this thrift store that I really liked that was really close to me, and I used to go there just for wires. They had like every wire ever, but I found some decent video game deals in there throughout the years. And they had moved, and they told me the road they were on, but I didn't know what the intersecting road was. So I have no idea. But Mary and Jared and the kids were in town over the weekend, and we all went to lunch. And on the way to lunch, that's when I saw a big sign in a strip mall. Stop and Shop thrift shop, and I'm like, oh, it's them. They moved months ago, so I had no idea where they were. It's like, oh man, there it is. But I was with Mary, and they had to go, so I wasn't like gonna pull over the car at that point and be like, let's go in a thrift store. So I went on the way home today after work, and they recognized me right away. I recognized them right away. They really don't ever have any games for the most part. I've scored a few times from there. Basically, the first time I moved to Indianapolis, I cleaned them out, and they just haven't had anything since. But they had this. This was kind of fascinating. Among all the CDs, they had Driver 1 and Driver 2. Greatest hits. Now, I don't think I've ever seen this case before. This Driver 2 double disc is very common. I've seen this a lot, owned it, even given it as a gift, I believe. I don't seem to remember seeing this one, though. The Driver 1 was included, and it had, it even has a plug for Driver 3. Driver 3 bumper stickers inside, which was a PS2 game. So this was released, this particular case was released into the PlayStation 2's life. I don't know how far in Driver 3 was. I think it was relatively young game. November 4th. for Mary's birthday. That weekend. First weekend in November. All right. So I opened it up. And sadly, there was nothing inside it in the front. Someone had taken driver 1, or left it in their PlayStation, who knows. And in the back, luckily there was the 2 discs for Driver 2. Now, if you don't know anything about Driver was basically a game. It was the first gritty cop game, or gritty game based off a movie, or a genre of movies. At least the gritty car chase. This was like Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft Auto made Grand Theft Auto 3. It's basically Grand Theft Auto, you just don't get out of the car. But you're driving in awesome, I think there's like San Francisco and Chicago, maybe France or Italy, maybe. But anyway, it's the whole city's all mapped out. You can drive anywhere you want to go. It's really the first game to do that and really open it up for you. And the graphics just looked really sweet. And you could even replay. It had like a replay mode, so you could watch yourself drive through these chases. The sequel I never played. I heard the sequel you actually get out of the car. Oh, here's the city. Here's the cities in Driver 2. Chicago, Havana, Rio, and Vegas. So I've never played that one. But I did play Driver, the first Driver, all the way through. Great game. Totally recommend it. I don't know how, very common game as far as I know. But the funny thing is I didn't have either. And I would have assumed I'd had both. But apparently I don't have either of these games. So I gotta track down that disc of Driver and complete this copy. So also what I saw, this is terrible. We're gonna try this one. It's so bad. This is a disc I remember seeing at their place the last time I was there. And, they had this is after they had, the last time I saw them, they were in an old location. This disc had been there over and over and over. This is, and I just wasn't willing to pay $3 for it. So Tiny Toon Adventures, Plucky's Adventure. And I think it's Plucky's Big Adventure, which I believe may be a nod to Pee-wee's Big Adventure, because he's on that bike. So I wonder what relation it has to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So we're going to pop it in. I want to see if it works. I should wipe it down at least. Here's the rubbing alcohol. Alright, Q-tip. I assume this just isn't going to work. I mean, it's a mess. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, there you go. It's a mess. But I still want to see if it's going to work. Isn't this fascinating? Seeing me wipe this down, a headless man wiping down a disc with rubbing alcohol. Alright. How am I going to dry this? I guess it's just off my shirt. PS2, it's quicker. It works. Everybody knows who Plucky Duck is, right? He was the Daffy Duck of Tiny Toon Adventures. Just Your Instincts. What was that? That's some X-Files stuff right there. Warthog! Can't think of anything they made. They sound familiar, though. Copyright notice. Graphics look real clean. This game is going to blow us out. I mean, it's Tiny Toons. It's going to be big and bright. Audio, center screen. Okay, controller. Yes. Wow, extensive options there. What's Plucky's Big Adventure? Just want to see if we can get into gameplay. That's when you know when everything's really working. You can get into gameplay, make a save. I'm not gonna make a save, but press start to continue. Have you done your homework? Okay. So there's our well choreographed intro there. Finish my time machine so I can go back in time and do my homework. That's a big adventure, alright. This appears to be like an adventure game. Puncture repair kit and a bicycle pump. Alright. So I just want to move around a little bit. Analog control, no digital. Wow, who would have thought this would have been an adventure game? There's Plucky. How you doing, buddy? I can't wave or anything. Is this Peter and the Wolf? Whoa. Well, this is kind of interesting. Alright. Yeah, check with the game manual. I'll do that. Very interesting. I kind of like the graphics. I'm surprised. Alright, so that works. So are you going to start menu or save and quit? Let's see if she saves. Save and quit anytime? It actually looks like an interesting game. It's been sitting with no case in like a stack of other caseless CDs for as long. I don't remember the last time I've been to that place. It's been months easily. Save. Saving data. Save complete. I can't believe it works. Wow. Wow. Give it up for the PS1, huh? Those things can be more durable than NES games. Crazy. Alright, so let's see what you guys had to say. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. How much should I pay for it? Alright, so let's get to that. I also got a couple of movies. I know you guys don't care about the movies. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Disney movie I just haven't seen in a long, long time. And Indian Summer. It's just a guilty pleasure movie I grew up with. 90s thing. But anyway, is for the games. I got all this. I believe the DVDs were... I popped up I don't know if this is unethical, but I know these guys. I don't think they're gonna care. I just popped Plucky Duck in there into this thing, and gave them all these, and said how much, and they said $2 on the DVDs and $1 on the CD. This was literally, well, maybe not literally. This was in the CDs, so they just don't do games there. There's just no games there, so they gave me this for $1. And Plucky was inside. So, there you go. So, I got those for $5. That was the first deal. Second one was here. Man, it's really cool that they moved where they are now, because it's literally like they occupy one of the. It's the same intersection as a place where 2 other pawn shops are that I tend to go to. So it's not out of the way. It's like three corners of that intersection has a place to go check out. So that's pretty. 3 out of 4. That's pretty cool. It's Columbus Day Miracle. That's right. God bless Columbus and his miracles. So I went in there. This place. I don't really ever remember getting any serious deals from this place. It's a pretty by-the-book, textbook franchise pawn shop. And generally, they might negotiate, but for the most part, they are usually asking so high for their software and hardware that I know we're not going to find a price I'm willing to pay. Especially with current gen stuff, like their PlayStation 4 games are like $15 to $25. Or I think their Wii U games. Yeah, I said to her she had like 3 Wii U games, forgettable ones, and then like Mario 3D World. And I'm like, what are you doing on the Wii U games? And she says, well, we always the Mario tax is totally in action at this place. She's like, we do ask a little more for Mario games. Other than that, the other Wii games are somewhere between $15 to $25, and I'm like, get out of here. Wii U. I'm like, get out of here. What they did, so they had the PS4 behind glass, they had the Xbox One stuff behind glass, the Wii U stuff behind glass, nothing worth pulling out. And then on the floor, they've got this one rack that's just overflowing with DVDs and whatever, Blu-ray, and Xbox 360 era, PS3 era stuff, maybe some PS2 stuff. And it had overflowed to the point where now they have just straight up plastic Tupperware tubs sitting there on the ground like they're packing for camping, on weekend camping or something. Just totally overflowing with software and movies. So I wanted to know what she was asking here, because I don't know about this place. This is not a place that's usually kind of like, take it up for $5. They're not that kind of place. So I'm like, so what? Okay, so what about this older stuff? What are you doing in the older stuff? And after I finally had to rephrase it like 3 times, she's like, the Wii stuff will do about $3 each. PlayStation 2, $2. And PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, 4 for $15, which is high, man. That's like $4 a game. But at least now I knew, is it worth digging through this? And there might have been something worth looking for. And apparently there was. There really weren't any PlayStation 2 games there, but somebody had managed to drop off their entire Dragon Ball Z PlayStation 2 game set there. And while some of them I wasn't going to pay $2 for, there were a couple there I'd certainly pay $2 for. So, it was basically the entire Budokai series and most of the Tenkaichi series. Tenkaichi 2 is pretty expensive. It's kind of in the $15, $20 range. And I was kind of surprised to see Budokai 3 had gotten up to that point too. So these were both $2. We bought them at about 1/10 of the price. That's pretty hot. Budokai 3's complete. They had like sagas there. They had Budokai 1, Tenkaichi 1. Those really aren't worth anything. I was hoping Tenkaichi 3 was there. Tenkaichi 3's like... This is a really expensive game. This is somewhere in like the $60 to $80 range, depending on condition. So, yeah, the Tenkaichi manual is missing. Tenkaichi 2 manual is missing. But that's really not a big deal. You can still get about the same price. They're in good shape. Oh, well, maybe not. That's pretty messed up, but I think that's going to work. I mean, hell, Lucky's Big Dave doesn't work. Works. These are both in pretty used condition. So maybe give them a spin if I end up selling them. I don't know if I'm going to sell them. We have them already, so they're just kind of taking up space. And then one game we actually didn't have for the Xbox 360. I was pretty excited to find. But this is clean as a whistle. It's all right. By Konami. By Konami? Konami made this? Huh, weird. Anyway, Bomberman Act 0. That's right, Bomberman by Konami. I don't know what that's all about. Bomberman's by Hudson Soft. But always has been. I guess that's why this game was part of the reason why this game is as infamous as it is. This game is basically considered the Superman 64 of Xbox 360 games. It's just apparently totally botched. They reinvented Bomberman into this kind of, hokey, badass kind of thing. Trying to give the series a dark spin, and I guess it blew up in their face. I don't know if... And it was online. It looks like it's online multiplayer, but it doesn't look like it's got offline multiplayer, which is kind of weird. Maybe that's another reason why people don't like it. But, yeah, it's supposed to be so bad, such a disappointment, such an insult that I felt that made it significant to pick up. I didn't know she was going to... She was saying 4 for $15, so I don't know if I was going to pay high on this. But I still kind of wanted it, so I was willing to. But when she rung me up, she just rung me up $2 each on these, on all three. So $6, no tax for some reason. $6 straight up out the door. So that was nice. Got those. And then one more deal. I went into a place, another pawn shop, busy. Everybody's selling their stuff out to the pawn shop. And I see a couple of like these Tupperware things that say $1 each. And one looked like it was filled with PSP games, and one looked like it was filled with loose PlayStation 2 or whatever discs, loose discs. And I asked to see the loose discs, went through them, nothing there really, nothing worth grabbing. And then I looked through the PSP bin, and we found this stuff. Let's see what's in here. Wow, she stapled this? She's got it in plastic. All kinds of handheld stuff in here. It's actually, now that I look at it, each game in here is from a different system. The first game I was looking at them like before I got it in my hands. Whenever I see Game Boy, I'm always excited. There was a Game Boy Color of Mario Tennis. You can see the batteries in there, so that's always good. There's some battery backup to this. I don't even know if I played this, and I think I might have it. I don't know. Does Natsume make this? Or Camelot? I don't know. Don't know anything about that one. There was one 3DS game in there. One single 3DS game. And it was Mario Kart 7. About 80% of the stuff in this little bin was Leapster stuff, by the way. I found these after sifting through. DS game here. Professor Layton in the Diabolical Box. I don't know if I have Professor Layton. I used to, but I know I gave some up as a gift. But basically, it's a game where you're, at least the first one is you're dropped off in a village, a small Eastern European village, and there's a mystery abound. But the only way to get people to talk is to solve the riddle they tell you. And the riddles can be anything from word riddles to actually full out, puzzles on a piece of paper, and maybe you have to connect some dots or something like that, or what have you. And there's like 100 different levels like that, brain teasers, if you will, in the Layton games. They're not that expensive. This one isn't really that expensive, but I think it's a charming game. And like I said, I'm not sure if I had it. If I don't, though, this is the kind of game you throw at somebody who just got a DS or something, just to be nice. Alright. I don't know. This guy never talked. He's never live, either. Is this guy ever live? It's ridiculous. Hodor, we are going to play Mission Impossible here after this pickup, just for the record. I'm going to give it a shot. Because you brought in some powerful intel to the IT team, my friend. IM team. IT. I've been watching IT crowd again. Alright, for $1, that's about all I'd pay for this ever. Lego Star Wars, the video game. I don't know. I just not my thing. This will never go in my system. But I don't think we had it. And then someone would probably play that. Maybe not me, but someone might. And then finally for the PSP, which is what they had the most of, by the way, at least PSP games. Nobody wants those. At least the UMDs. For $1, though, I'll pick up basically any PSP game, even lose. This is Dead to Rights Retribution. Dead to Rights Reckoning. What's the PS3 one called? Alright, this is Dead to Rights Retribution. So you can actually see what the game is. It's about this guy who's got a dog. He's just going around shooting people, kicking people. I remember the first one had it was Xbox only, and had some. I think it was Xbox only. Everyone was playing it on Xbox. It just had a bunch of different mini games. I don't know what they're doing with this series these days. But it's heavy action, so why not? We'll pick it up for $1. So all those we got for $1 each. So wait, no, that's not true. This was $1. PSP game was $1. Game Boy Advance was $1. Game Boy Color was $1. Nintendo DS was $2. And then finally, the Mario Text hangs its head again. Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS was a whopping $4. So we walked out of that place. Oh boy, gears really grinding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. $9. Okay. So what did we spend today? We spent 5 the first place, 6 at the next place, 9, $20. $20. I could probably bring these two in. That's not true. Probably have to sell both of these if we want to make the money back. Mario Kart 7. Maybe if I did Mario Kart 7 and Tenkashi 2. I'd actually rather get rid of Blue Kai. I gave this up to a game store, a little more high end, I might get the 20 back. Probably not. I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, I can't tell. Maybe 10. I'll be modest and say we'd get 10 back. Maybe we'd get 20 in credit if I sold every one we do have. So these 3. And we end up, and the rest of this is gravy. That's not bad. I mean, I could sell them on Amazon, but it's just, I haven't been doing that as much lately. Kind of like been stockpiling.